Hello, everybody. Today I'm talking about Parivartana Yoga. And those who don't know what Parivartana means, it means exchange and exchange of signs. This is Komilla Sutton, and we are talking about Parivartana Yoga, and this is the exchange of signs when planets are in each other's house simultaneously. So, for example, at present, Mars is going to be in Pisces end of this month, and Jupiter is in Scorpio. So they are exchanging each other's signs. And so these yogas are special planetary combinations. Yoga just means where you connect with something. So these are special planetary combinations that can enhance or disrupt your life. So the Parivartana Yoga, the best information is given in Phaladeepika. Phaladeepika is one of the classic texts of India, of Jyotish, and in their yoga section, they talk about the Parivartana Yogas. So what happens when planets are in each other's signs? Now, we can be affected in two ways. One is in our natal chart. Obviously, when you're doing a natal chart analysis, you want to see what houses are connected if you have a Parivartana Yoga. I don't have a Parivartana Yoga in my chart, so you may not have it. But if you have a Parivartana Yoga, then you want to see what houses are connected. Again, I like to look at it from the Lagna, but you can look at the yogas from your sun and moon sign as well. So it's not limited just to the sun and moon sign. In fact, if you are in a particular dasha, you can see where these parivartanas are acting out from the dasha lord point of view as well. So Jyotish loves points of view. There are multiple points of view, but these would be the four main ones from the lagna, from moon, from sun, and from your dasha lord just now. So if you have a Parivartana Yoga in your chart, there's three types of Parivartana Yoga that Phaladeepika has said. And these Parivartana Yogas, the first one is called Maha Parivartana Yoga. This is a very positive yoga to have. And Maha means great, and Parivartana, of course, means exchange and yoga. So Maha Parivartana Yoga takes place when certain houses exchange, their rulers exchange houses. So, first house, second house, fourth house, fifth house, seventh, ninth, 10th, 11th. So, if these houses only exchange houses. So, for example, if you're Cancer Lagna and you have your ninth house will be Pisces and 10th house will be Aries. So if Jupiter is in Aries and Mars is in Pisces, then 9th and 10th will be exchanging. For Cancer, Jupiter rules the 6th house, but that is not where Jupiter is placed. So to get a Maha Yoga, it is the houses the planets are placed in and exchanging. So again, to remind you, first, second, fourth, fifth, seventh, ninth, and 10th, and 11th house. So all the benefic houses generally that they are exchanging signs. And then so it means you can have a rise in status, you can enjoy a good life. And if your Lagna Lord is in Parivartana, so if say you have sun in Cancer and moon in Leo, so there's a Parivartana between the sun and the moon because they are in each other's signs, and your Cancer Lagna, then it is a Maha Parivartana Yoga connected to your ascendant, and therefore it can give you a great good fortune, luck, positive energy as well. And before I actually started seriously looking at Phaladeepika and their analysis, I always felt that a Parivartana Yoga meant that you are changing the planet is just changing its quality. So say sun and moon becomes in Cancer and sun goes into Leo. But what Phaladeepika is explaining is that it's the houses are connecting somewhere and creating a yoga a connection, and therefore they are either creating a positive connection or a difficult connection. So then the second of these yogas is connected to the third house. And if the any of the house rulers exchange with the third house lord. So for example, if Mercury is, so in Cancer Lagna example only, Mercury rules the third house. So if you have a moon in Virgo and Mercury in Cancer, then that would be regarded as a Khala Parivartana Yoga. Khal means doubt. It also means, when you thresh something, it's the, say you thresh the rice, you get the covering of the rice separate to the real rice. So there's some difficulty with when the third lord is exchanging in the Parivartana Yoga. This could also be, in the same Cancer example, if Saturn is in Virgo and Mercury is in Capricorn. So seventh house Mercury and third house Saturn. So then the Khala Parivartana will work in relationship issues, because seventh house is the house of relationship and third house is the house of self-effort. So maybe you make some mistake in a relationship, maybe you do something. I've seen charts with third and fourth house exchange, and it shows problems with mother, relationship with mother, or the home where you live in. So these Khala yogas and the role of the third house is not always recognized. And so therefore that yoga can be difficult, sometimes good, sometimes difficult. It's not fully difficult. Then the last of the Parivartana yogas are Dainya Parivartana Yoga. So Dainya means poverty, loss, and this takes place if any of the positive houses, so 1, 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, 10, 11, exchange with the Dushtana houses. And also if Dushtana houses change with each other. So this can be an obstacle yoga. Sixth house is obstacles, eighth house is unexpected events take place, 12th house is expenses, loss. So obviously Dainya Parivartana Yoga is not an easy yoga to have in the natal chart. And so you need to work with that energy. And I feel that half the thing in Jyotish is to understand that that energy exists. And you have a certain pattern that you are working with it, and maybe not always dealing with it in a correct way. But what I found is, and this was something many years ago when I started studying astrology, I was given this information that we should also study the Parivartana yogas by transit. And for many years, I have been studying these Parivartana yogas by transit as well. So not always the transits take place, but right now we will have later on in December, Mars and Jupiter in Parivartana Yoga. Mercury, Venus quite often come into Parivartana Yoga because Mercury can be in Virgo and, in Libra, and Venus is in Virgo. So that Parivartana Yoga, then Sun can have Parivartana with Mercury, Venus once a year. So I started watching these and I find that they're very interesting. And you can use the same rules as in the main chart, in the natal chart, of how to interpret them. And I will be making videos about it as the Parivartanas happen. But I just wanted to explain to you the importance. And then they're not always that they are working for you. Sometimes the Parivartana is between the wrong houses. And when the transit Parivartana is between the wrong houses, the difference between a transit and a natal is that if you have something in your birth chart, you're used to that, you're comfortable with that energy. But when it takes place in transit, it is happening unexpectedly. And I personally have always used the positive Parivartana yogas for to good effect. I want to write my book, and this Jupiter Parivartana that is happening is very positive for me, Jupiter Mars Parivartana. So I'm going to finish my book during that time. So you can think of projects, but the disadvantage of the transit Parivartana yogas is that they go away. So they only last for a specific amount of time. But do watch for them, and especially Parivartana between your ninth and 10th lords, or there's Parivartana between 4 and 5, or Lagna Lord is in Parivartana with some other planet. These are great positive times for you as well. And in the same way, take care about the more difficult Parivartana yogas. So I will be making more tutorials, but do go and see stuff on my website, komilla.com, and let me know any subjects you want me to make tutorials about. I'm happy to do that. And I really appreciate all your comments, and I try to answer some, and also appreciate your appreciation. Thank you very much. All the best.